Sekuphinza kunjalo mbukeli sengisoke sikhathi lapho khona sikulethela Libhola Eswatini, the show that matters. My name is Patizwe Msibi. I'll be with you for the next hour. Lapho ke nesitabe sikhulumisa khona tindzaba tayo ibhola. Lokho lokwendekako ebholeni yalapha ekhaya, lokho lokwendekako sister sesithinza ke phela na ibhola sibuka ukuthi lokho ne impact ebholeni yakhe sadakhe. Tindzaba lesithathu khulumisa namuhla, and of course today we have a guest. I know it's been some time siteke i-guest la ehlelweni, but today we do have a guest and we're going to be talking to that guest at about right now. Phinza lapho khona esitawubuya ke bese Linda Master uyabuya lapho sitakhulumisa khona ke tindzaba letendeka la ekhaya ebholeni, and we have an interview with the president of the Football Association, Mr. Adam Bomba Mthetho lesitaba esikudlalela yona sive ukuthi ngabe uthini na sitakhuluma tindzaba te-COSAFA. We know ukuthi sihlangu semnikati bomele ukuthi singenele imidlalo ye-COSAFA nyalo October. Is it still going ahead? This is what's happening. Tindzaba lesitativa le dog esiphinze sibuke ukuthi ngabe vele the junior teams, are they going to be participating kuyo yona i-COSAFA cup kulomnyaka lesikuwo. Kepha ke mbukeli tindzaba lethu lesitaxoxa in due time lapho sesitabe silesene khona nalinda. Kepha ke namuhla e-studio njalo ukuthi ngishilo mbukeli ukuthi we do have a guest. We have Greg Mamba, a footballer who just returned from America, but of course before ahamba America, before everything is khuluma ukuthi Greg so America and all that, we just gonna have to find out ukuthi kahle kahle ongubani Greg, what makes him tick, yini afike score right ball and all that, how is he balancing everything at his young age of just 19. We're gonna be talking to him right now. Sesivele silenaye la e-studio. Greg, angumukela ngokuvusele ehlelweni.
Bingelele babukele ekhaya.
We are currently facing some few technicalities, Greg. We're gonna just come back to you right now. I know, Mr. Producer, we should be taking a break right about now, but then we're gonna continue with the show because everything seems to be normal right now. We are with Greg Mamba as in Shita Sevele Ofosele. Greg, we did a story some few months back.
Yes.
Talking about you, but we talked about you as a footballer, Losavele as a state. But who's Greg?
So basically, Patizwe, Greg is, I'm a 19-year-old born Swazi soccer player. I was born in Manzini, raised in Manzini my whole life.
Manzini boy.
Yeah, basically. And then I went to Kanyisile Primary School, where I completed 7th grade. And then I moved to Njabulweni for a year before moving to South Africa, Metropolitan, where I completed my matric.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we introduced you as a footballer. Someone, you are here because you are a footballer, because this is a football show.
Yeah.
That's why you're here. You love for the sport. When did you know I want to play soccer? I want to take football as
to be honest, I didn't know about soccer at all until the World Cup in South Africa.
Okay.
So for me, that helped me because I got to, watch the sport because everyone was hyped up about it,
Right.
So I watched it. I was like, okay, Ronaldo play. I was like, okay, I want to be like him, So I started watching the games, and then after that, I went to Sundowns Academy.
Okay.
Where I found Coach Penwell.
Yeah.
He took me in, he could see that, okay, this boy doesn't know anything.
What's happening and all that.
Exactly. But he taught me everything, and after a year or two, I already knew everything about soccer, and I was performing in the age groups which I wasn't meant to be in at that age, in primary school. So ever since then, I've been playing in age groups above me. Always, I'm 11 years old, I play for under 13s.
Okay.
I'm 13, I played for under 16s, under 18.
Okay.
So that's how it went by, like me actually starting to learn how to play soccer.
What big of a role did Penel play for you to even decide the position you want to play?
I've changed my positions quite a few times, but you know, him being so strict, it definitely taught me discipline in soccer and off the field also. But position wise, you know, I moved from midfielder, right wing, left wing.
But you've always been an attacking player.
Yes.
You never played defense.
No, I can't do that. I can't play defense.
But in modern football demands that you track back to defend and all that.
No, of course. When it comes to tracking back, I know that's just something I have to do when we don't have the ball.
Okay.
But for me to play in that position, I can't.
Full time,
I'm not good at
do that.
it.
Now you played with the Sundowns Academy.
Yeah.
Draw out for how long were you with the team?
I played from 2010 till 2012. And then after that, I left the academy. How
old were you when you left?
I was 12.
12.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I joined a team called Madonza Boys.
Okay.
It was just a team, you know, that just came up, you know. But it's something that helped me grow. I was playing at...
Well, was it a senior team or still the juniors?
No. This was just a team that was playing at Zakele. Those
the junior teams, the junior boys. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I went back to Sundowns 2014 when I was still here in Swaziland. As soon as I left Swaziland for SA, then that was it.
Okay.
I just played high school football that side in South Africa, and eventually when I came back, which was end of 2019, I trained with Sundowns, and eventually, you know,
you're the
senior team now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you play for them?
I didn't, because what happened was the season was starting. I think we were still doing pre-season.
Yeah.
And then as the season was gonna start, I remember the first game they had. I was doing a visa to go to the US.
Okay.
So I never got to play.
Oh, unfortunately, but I'm sure you still got Sundowns closer to your heart.
Of course, always. That's the team where I learned how to play.
Okay. So when you left for the US, was it a football scholarship or was you just education, just strictly?
It was education and football at the same time. So it was basically, you can say,
it could have been football because you love football.
Exactly.
But was it part of the package?
Yes.
Okay. So what school did you attend?
I was at LCA Academy.
Okay.
So basically, for me, it was an opportunity, you know, because it's not easy to go overseas.
Yeah.
Just for soccer and get a visa, you know.
Yeah.
You have to make your ways through. So education is definitely a way if you want to make it overseas. It's a way you have to look at and be like, okay, as much as I don't like education that much.
You gotta. Now, in America, we all know college sports, it's something big.
Definitely.
So how did you find everything, the competition? Of course, you didn't play for the senior teams in here and in South Africa, and coming and playing in college football. How was it? How was everything? The atmosphere, the toughness of the league, and all that of the games.
I wouldn't say it was tough, but the players I played with in my own team,
okay,
you know, they made it difficult because most of my teammates were Brazilians.
Oh, okay.
So they come with all that flair and stuff.
Now, to cut you there, you're saying most of your teammates were Brazilian.
Yeah.
And somehow you are nicknamed Neymar. How did that come about?
Funny thing is, I have this wasn't a name I always had. When I was younger, it was always Ronaldo.
Because you loved Ronaldo.
Exactly.
Since 2010, okay.
But as time went by, you know, my style of play, it changed a little bit, you know, slowly towards Neymar's style of play.
Okay.
And then that's where I got the nickname from. Now, like, okay, Neymar.
Did you get the nickname here or the Brazilians gave it to you?
I got it here in Swaziland.
Did you tell them that they call you they call your name?
No.
But the resemblance, you can. Yeah, it's one enough. But if you look close enough,
I just need to get dark.
Just a bit, but
yeah.
some Konyana
Yeah. But the funny thing is, it was always like, he's Brazilian. That's what everyone thought. I was Brazilian.
Is it?
Yeah, when they got there, they'd be like, speaking Portuguese to me.
And
I'm
then
like, no, fala
English,
Portuguese.
please, English. It's so fine when you want to tell someone good house kulum language yakho, you usually use that language.
Yeah, to tell them.
Good house angikhulumi language yakho.
But
you're telling me in Siswati. See what I mean? You see what I mean? So, and how was it blending in with the Brazilians and all that?
It was a crazy experience because all my life I've been playing with South Africans and Swazis, and a few of other Africans, but to see their style of play, for me that was like, I can learn from this, and then this is something I'm gonna take back home with me, and show them that okay. We're not on the same level anymore, but they definitely, helped in growing my style of football, because I wouldn't say too skillful, but overseas they don't want that.
They don't care about the skill.
They don't want skills like here in Swaziland. Yeah, you can do skills if you're winning and you're attacking.
And it's helping the team.
But if you're just doing skills, out of nowhere, like here, they don't want that. They want you to play a simple passing game.
Have you been able to adapt to that? But of course, you started at an academy, you started at junior teams.
Yeah.
Was it easy for you to adapt to that? Being a skillful player, I was a skillful player myself. I don't know. But being a skillful player, it's really hard to just receive the ball and pass. How did you adapt to that?
True.
You say I told you I was a skillful player myself.
Adapting to that for me wasn't that hard because I knew this is what I wanted,
Okay.
And sometimes I think of it every time I do a skill, and maybe because it's part of the game, you make mistakes, and I think of it and be like, why did I do that? There was no need.
Yeah.
So as time went on, I was like, okay, whenever I get the ball, just look for a teammate, pass the ball. That's
to space.
Exactly.
The basics.
And you're good. And yeah, I'm good.
Like, how was your college doing in terms of when you were playing other?
That's the funny thing, because we never played any serious. We just played friendly games because the season in the US starts in March.
Oh, okay.
And I still remember the last training, just before, because the following week we had our first game. So last training was on the 13th of March. On a Thursday even, the coach said, okay, look, I'm giving you all a day off. Tomorrow, weekend off. Monday is game day.
Yeah.
Corona.
Yeah. Okay, I see that. So it stopped everything.
We just played friendly games, but from the friendly games, you could tell that, no, this team is something. Like the guys I was playing with. Yeah, they were definitely talented.
But I'm sure you had an opportunity to look at the professional setup of the American football. What's your impression of the American football right now? The MLS, the junior teams and all that, the whole structure of American football.
Junior teams, I don't know, to be honest.
Okay.
But MLS is growing. I definitely say it's growing, and I watched a few of the games when I was still there, and the tempo of the game is getting there.
Yeah.
If people can just pay more attention to soccer instead of
American football, baseball, basketball.
Basketball is. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed basketball, but yeah. I think they're going in the right direction for.
That's so. Your team, Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
What's happening around that time?
Taribo played there.
Okay.
They're doing good. Few wins there, losing.
Were you registered with that team?
No, because
you were still training with them.
Yes.
So now they already had Swazi player before.
Yeah.
And you're coming in, you say I'm from Eswatini.
Of course.
Formerly Swaziland.
Yeah.
How was the reception?
At first, they think like, who are you talking about? Eswatini, Swaziland. That's the thing. They always confuse Swaziland and yeah.
Okay.
But then they remember Taribo, and it's like, okay, at least we've had one of you guys and we know. But in terms of the technical side and all that, like the stuff, it's changed since he was there. So not all of them will remember. But it was good. I would definitely. That's one team I would love to join in future.
How did that move? How did that move come about anyway?
No, with that it was just like I was in Salt Lake, and because it's not the same team.
Yeah.
Because I was at a college varsity team.
Yeah.
And then Real Salt Lake is right there. So they've got Real Salt Lake, then they've got the junior team, which is like second division, called Real Monarchs. So that was something that you look for Charles, the stadium.
Look at the numbers there.
I was sitting that side.
And hopefully, and I'm sure you were thinking, one day,
I was watching Zlatan.
Lab.
Yeah.
Why Shangak?
Huh?
Why Shangak?
It was 2-1.
Oh,
it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
It was just at the end of the game where they won. But it's definitely a beautiful stadium.
So it's a team that ungafisa kubuyela and actually play for them.
Definitely.
Now, moving back to Eswatini, you done with school in the US, or you just here because of Corona? If everything normalizes, you going back?
I'm here because of Corona, but also, I'm not back completely. Like now, my head will never be in Swaziland.
Okay.
You get me? But right now it's because of Corona.
So,
I still want to be overseas,
Still, just to be clear, even if you go back overseas, you go back to Europe, you go back to the US, South America, wherever you are, but you'll always be available for the national team.
Yeah, I definitely.
I mean, every player takes pride in playing for,
of course,
the national team.
But that's not up to me. It's up to
the coaches. But do you follow the national team though?
I do. I do. It's just it's difficult when you're overseas to be watching. Even watching South African soccer is not easy. Yeah, but I would definitely play for the national team.
Now, in the national team setup, who's one player you looking at and saying, okay, you said you follow the national team, right?
Of course.
Who do you watch and say, okay, one day it's gonna be me who Eswatini are going to be talking about Njengai, like you're saying, if Kobani, the whole nation would be like, man.
No, there's a lot of people parties. There's a lot that I look up to, in the national team. There's Justice Figueiredo. Okay. There's Felix Badenhorst. Then there's one, people will look at me and be like, how do you look up to someone that age, But to be honest, my wish is that I get to play with him. Rio Matsenjo.
Okay.
Yeah. Rio Matsenjo, there's, I don't know, Snini Shongwe.
Yeah.
These are guys, you look at Kalen Henwood. They're still not...
I see, because most of the players are playing, I want to believe you once played against junior levels.
Yeah.
So now they are playing in the Premier League, and
exactly.
You're looking at it, it will be an opportunity for you.
Of course. But, I like the way they're determined, You can see at that age making such a huge impact in the league here in Swaziland.
And one of the biggest teams, because you're talking of Rio playing for Highlanders, Snini playing for Moneni Pirates.
Kalen is at Sundowns.
So, now, back to that question again, at Sundowns. Are you still in touch with some of the boys that you were playing at the academy? And who, if you're going to remember any that is playing for the big teams, or under 20 setup now, or senior teams? What are some of the players that you can remember?
There's Justice, but he's in South Africa.
Yeah.
There's Kalen Henwood, which we're
Just
tight.
mentioned.
Yeah, him and I we're tight because we've played almost everywhere together. Loazi, but he's in Europe now.
No.
In Slovakia, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's who else?
Speaking of Loazi and the likes of Lue too. Now Loazi, he's in Slovakia, he's in Europe.
Yeah.
Does that inspire you?
Of
Saying,
course,
okay, these
of
guys
course,
we were
of
playing
course.
with and now they're making it.
Definitely, these are people you play with, and then they make moves like that, that no one would think of coming from Eswatini.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something that inspires.
Mm-hmm. Now, the question, I'm sure. Well, we talked about the question. Now, what's your next move right now? You are back in the country and all that's happening. What's happening?
I'm not even gonna lie to you. Right now, with all this that's going on in the world, it's not a question which I can answer as of yet, because moving right now is not easy. It's a difficult thing to do. But as soon as I know, I'll get back to you about that. Definitely.
You'll hear it here first.
Exactly.
Kusho yena Kreka ngimkhulumeli kusho yena ukuthi as soon as athi ukuthi utawenda uyaphi next step ku football career yakhe utawubheka phi. Of course sitakwatisa mbukeli ukuthi ngabe Greg soya kuphi. Kepha ke angakahambi Greg he just touched ku COVID. Cause COVID ukuthi everything that's going on connected site ukuthi uyakuphi. For you personally, the outbreak?
It's definitely been a tough situation, Sometimes I just sit and I'm like, I'm not training. I just train alone, but it's not the same.
Yeah, it'll never be.
So for me, it's been a tough time. I know for everyone else, but everything happens for a reason. With God, we're gonna overcome anything. And for me, I just believe that it happened at this time. I don't know what's coming. Nick finds a move to Real Madrid. You never know.
Well, you got big dreams, you got big ambitions and all that.
Of course, that definitely.
You are nominated for the social media awards.
Yeah.
But that should speak to the impact. The hype or whatever. I don't know what to call it. But you are nominated as a sports personality of the...
Yeah.
Is it? And I think you are competing with my producer as well. Taribo.
There's nothing I'm competing with.
You won't fight. You don't count him as a competition.
No,
Not at all.
Let's forget. His time is up.
It's your time now.
Yeah, now it's our time.
How are you feeling about that?
It's good to, see people recognize, even though I didn't play much, but just to get that recognition. And I won't say that award is just for me alone. It's for everyone that's there. There's Sizolwetu, there's Justice, there's Felix, there's Nobuhle.
Yeah.
What's her name? Erica
Sayama, yeah.
Yeah. So everyone deserves that award, personally, for me, because it's been a tough year. We should all share. They must give us one. And
just call you, take a group picture.
Exactly.
And say, yeah, the winners.
Yeah.
Craig, I know it's been hard getting you here. When did you arrive in the country, Epa?
I think a month ago.
And you have to go all through that process, 14 days. I know we were supposed to have you 2-3 weeks for back.
Yeah, but then
because of all that.
Also, I got sick, so it was like.
Was it not Corona? I just want to know where to go from here.
No,
it wasn't.
I'm clean.
You're clean. All right. Thank you so much for coming through, though.
Thank you.
It's been our pleasure for you to be here. Thank you so much to Greg Sital Shasid Begela Poge, the part of the interview with Yana Greg Sponga Kolukuti Utina Konilek Figure La and all through the things, and we're just gonna wish him the best of all the lucks in it to maybe find a team in Europe, US. I mean, in the US, the interest is there. The European teams, they are looking at the players. So I mean, it's very exciting. Kubona ukuthi our players, they are being recognized even internationally. Ita ishasibeke lapho ke interview lapho embukele sita uqhubeka nalo lihlelo sikhulume na president in an exclusive interview, the president of the Football Association, and he touched on what's happening with COSAFA. Sita uva ke ukuthi ngabe uthini president.
What might happen is that it inga participate, but ibe inga well prepared, because the players, they've been inactive for all this period, and you can imagine our strategy, say resumption of the games, talk about 8 weeks preparing of a player before a daily competitive match. And last quarter for COSAFA, that would not happen. We're already in October. Next month, second week maybe of November, in AFCON. Chances are that star participators, basically prepared. We are not different from the others who are in the same situation, or all these other countries. That kind of thing. So it's a difficult question. Maybe if you have got solutions, please share those solutions away from the interview with us.
Yes,
then we'll be happy to listen.
Till kuba kanjalo ke mbukeli nalo lihlelo lapho khona sesivele sihlelisene naye Linda Master Dlamini lesi sitakhulumisana naye insaba sisukele kuyo yona le yawo yakhe president Adam Bomba Mthetho akuva nje ukuthi ngabe vele COSAFA khamba kanjani master. Angumukele first thing angumukele hleleni
Phathizo ngiyabonga kumukeleka ngilesina ebusuku ukhuluma nga president we Football Association kusuka another star la ngicaba ukuthi esikhathini lesitabo utaba part of the national team. Tough time for i-Football Association, tough time for ibhola nje yonke emhlabeni ngicaba ukuthi onke ama decisions lawata wenda ataba lukhuni.
Master, the Football Association announced I think was it earlier last month ukuthi i-COSAFA sekhiphe ama dates ukuthi probably 13 to 15 and all that kutawudlala October kutaba nale ma games eCOSAFA. Uthi president bas kusangabi sure and even COSAFA nayo late this afternoon keep a statement ukuthi they might not have the COSAFA senior men, but angikho ke lapho ekubeni kuba khona kwale tournament ekubangekho kwayo the tournament yathi Football Association but ayisebenzisa kulungiselela ema games lataba khona bathanze bangathanze CAF qualifiers, AFCON qualifiers. Kusasilimata ngana now that we might not have those games.
Ngicaba ukuthi Phathizwe the president nakenda le interview namuhla kukhona beseka kuvile kukhona besakwadi because he's been part of a COSAFA executive committee for the longest of time. So kukhona besakuvile lebe bakudiscuss hence today basenga decide nabo ngicaba ngathi bekavulela lesikhala leso but kungayilimata kakhulu isihlangu if ngingede yaya senior men's team go compete COSAFA cause njoba sishilo ukuthi kude ma CAF qualifiers, so le COSAFA bekuyi ma practice match ma CAF qualifiers ngicabanga nje ukuthi kungasilimata kakhulu as a nation.
Yes, badlali betfuke master abekho active and some of them are abajimi. I did an interview with Coaches Association Secretary Mr. Musamamba. They are even afraid ukuthi nebadlali bangebasabuya because bahlulekile to maintain and all that, they lose the touch and all that. Now forget about players coming back. National team staba nayo.
itaba khona ngalokuthi vele umthetho uyavuma ukuthi bekhona kodwa vele le shape yalabadlali ngicabanga ukuthi into ekuqalile kumele sikhumbule even before kube nale outbreak ye corona ema players incumbi vele bekahluleka loku maintain more especially diet nekujima nje loku le self discipline bekahluleka kwenda lokho now bahleli over 5 months bangadlali bangekho active kufana nemvulo injury 6 months 7 months la khaya uyastruggle nakabuya but ngicabanga nje ukuthi ngadi ngihlabele kangakho le ngoma le ukuthi ngase announcewe babamvule kudingeka ukuthi bawudlala ngaphandle kule COSAFA nama AFCON qualifiers khona kutawukhona ukuthi bahambe bawo train South Africa but ngicabanga ukuthi issue lenkulu kakhulu ukuthi nangabe sesidlala lawo ma CAF qualifiers sitawudlalela kuphi because siyakhumbula ukuthi somhlolo wagcina CAF amsuspendile ukuthi akekho ku standard
and somhlolo uvaliwe
uya renovate mavuso siyakhumbula ukuthi kulapho khona bekulashelwa khona abantu beCovid so ngicabanga ukuthi option lesinayo nyalo ukuthi i Football Association ya Eswatini ihambe yokhuluma na South Africa ba host ema games embombela cause ngicabanga ukuthi kuvumelekile lokho kentiwa bahambe ba host cause kude lenye
but
ground lesinalo
how embarrassing it is though. We saying every day number one sport in the country football, number one sport ball, but we do not have a stadium let's meet minimum requirement.
Lokhuluma ngama dressing rooms nama toilets,
that's minimum requirement. We cannot afford to have that for a moment. Let's say we're not talking about the government infrastructures. We're talking of football association. There's what they call projects called projects
FIFA. Yes,
FIFA uyasiniketa ukuthi sakhe King Sopoza yasineketa ukuthi sakhe Kalanga. Can't we get anything to build just a stadium that will meet the minimum requirements?
So Patizwe letinye timvo na utikhuluma sekuba ngathi ukhona umuntu lomtargetile but imagine if imali yasenhlangano King Sopoza niyakalanga excuse me niyakalanga ihlanganiswa bese sekwakhiwa indvelo enkulu at least not even a world class stadium semi world class
minimum requirements
letaw meter lama minimum
requirements. Do not want
sikhuluma ukuthi nyalo ukhona Sopoza si national team ngeyikhona ekudlalela khona kalanga kukhona ngeyikhona ekudlalela khona so why sibe nalo 2 walama ground kani national team yethu ngeke izikhona ekudlalela khona kani besingakhiwa le stadium yabikisa lenhlangano because kwaqalwa khona noma ke kumiwe kwakhiwe stadium sinye lesiphosa sifana naye somhlolo lebe kakhona ukuthi sihlangu sidlalele khona but ke asati ukuthi iFootball Association nayo ndatinvo ema long term goals abo atsini.
But I know I say that put aside the government, but I'm just going to bring it a bit. Go to the Ministry of Sport. I don't know for how long now. I think it was since 2010, if I remember very well. Ex-Sena, former Minister of Sport, Hlopsile Ndlovu, khuluma ngendaba sport policy. Lebe start address issues like fire cuts, sponsorships. Think about it, fag imali ma sports. I'm sure as nowadays because the minister of sports nya the minister of sports mathe uphinza wafuna ukususumisa the project wafuna ukusihambisa ukuthi siphumelele. Staff sita kanani if siba into play and why is it taking so long?
Ngicabanga ukuthi itawusita kakhulu Patizwe more especially now ufika ku sponsorship ufika nange facility because ngiyakhumbula nje iNigeria nayifika la kangwani yedla le game leyo yedlela nzambama sekumnyama bakhala kakhulu ngemalami and you understand vele because these are professional players labajwayela ukuthi nangabe badlala ebusuku kuyakhanya badlala kuma world class stadiums kuyakhanya but kasomhlolo lamathuntu uyawabona lengicabanga ukuthi lama renovations lindeka konyalo atawu involve akutawufaka ekhasi nema lights because indvolo lemcoka kakhulu because ema games nangabe atawudlalwa ebusuku angati ke because kuke kwaba nale challenge ukuthi uma games ngeke asadlala ebusuku exactly ngenzaba yagesi but dinvo leti taw njoba usho ukuthi le project lefuna kusunyiswa ngiyo ministry itawusita le dinvo leto nangabe kutaba nesipose letasi no mina ngingakhona provider ministry ngemali yagesi ekuma stadiums but ngicabanga ukuthi it's an eye opener for everyone in the kingdom ukuthi Libhola nasithi it's a number one sport yini singa invest kuyo I facility because worldwide utawathi ukuthi ema teams nangabe enjoy ukudlala Evenland ukhuluma ngefacility ukhuluma ngestadium ema hotels nawo lamanye asakhiwa world class hotels why can't we invest ngala ema sponsors ato investa ngala ema stadiums
because we seeing stadiums around the world ukuthi kuba nalama naming rights ukuthi stadium sibitwe ngawe so banibani stadium
exactly ngicabanga ukuthi
khona leso sikufakile leso sponsor la
exactly nangabe party izofuna kufaka contribute kwakheni stadium Eswatini then parties utawuhamba negotiate na ministry ukuthi okay lokungifakele imali engaka ngicela ukuthi kube parties Eswatini stadium dinvolete kanjalo but ngicabanga ukuthi dinvoleto leti sendlele njoba sengishilo ukuthi kuzivula emehlo kutawuphathamisa kakhulu nje parties ukuthi naku nyalo ema qualifiers ayita national team yethu kumele itodlala so kodlala ngaphandle ngicabanga ukuthi ngasiphathamisa kakhulu ngiyakhumbula ukuthi igame national team isihlangu leyaka idlala neLive yangadlaleli ekhalayo iGuinea liyadlalelwa was it
Morocco
was Morocco yes liyadlalelwa lapho yawina isihlangu because benga host igame
bekuthi nale home advantage
uyabona le home ground advantage but ke sithemba ukuthi kudinvo lethu letawunisela
we're facing difficult teams ngoba ukuthi we still have to play Congo and Guinea is yeah I think it's Guinea lesatomele sidlale nabo
yes
and we're not going to be playing at home
ngaleso sikhathi nangitawugcina somhlolo angakhona
by November
aside parties but seemingly I-Football Association iprove ukuthi imali ikona because recently nakuna president bamblessing emoto lensha kushothi labo nsombulana bakhona yes
well the issue of the car it's a Football Association policy budget
letinye tinvo parties ngiyayithi mina even if tingaba ku constitution ukuthi you may buy imoto ya president
oh well I remember that arguments sabana yabo may shall will
ningahlala ni executive nithi okay cause imoto icethe kuthengwa 2017
yes master ngiyabuya lapho ngiyakhumbula imoto yathengwa nyalo but kunasizwe lo shala embabane lesizwavele aselanini asekumukele mbukele ehlelweni esiyaphila Nkosi ngabe bo ngafuna kuthini njena kulenza besikhuluma ngayo
mina ngikhuluma ngalendaba ye-stadium ukuthi kwenziwa nangalasele 21 ngoba ngicabanga ukuthi nangabe umuntu uzohleleke kahle mhlawumbe nangabe sebenze njani amele uze uyazi ngaphandle kwami ngeke kanje sendaba sekuphinde benja maybe ngiyabekisa ngasebenza mhlawumbe yaphela inyanga yabona bayithola inyanga ufuna ukuthenga ukudla kubantu kodwa angeke uzithenga ukudla ukuthenga i-5 noma i-5 yabona ufuna ukuthi bekuzizana ukuthenga i-5 yabona so ubesanga ukuthi nje abantu besanga ukuthi bakho stadium kala bakho stadium ehlangana besimanga why do we go for those things? Why singathi ngizule ngithathe imbowane ngaphola ukuthola kuphela usuke ukuze inkanti ukuthi kuze kahle kahle lesithi ngiyacela ukuthi besana ngakuba bemthetho ngizomthetha ukuthi kule mali ukuthi kathi na 700,000 almost 1 million what for? I'm going to say that what for? So many things because of what you do in that. It is in another for it for my never.
Uyasho sizo lapha mastani ngicantsu ubiyele magameni akho lowakhulumile ukuthi next ngaqali ngestadium lesikhulu before sakhe ke lama training center ke la Vanakuzeni, but ke that's part of FIFA project. Goal project ukuthi bakhe ama training center ukuthi le ball idlalwe ku development, so wonke umfana lo let igodini abe nayo access yayo ebhola. But ke what's the point of having 100 people badlala ku junior level kuthi lapha tawudlala khona kusini?
In fact Patizwe nangabe iFIFA ikhokhele imali ukuthi iFIFA goal project, because siyathi ukuthi lama stadiums lawa vele iFIFA yakhokha le mali ukuthi cishe around Africa, around the world bawa wenda lawo ma goal projects. Nayikhokha imali angibekise uyakhokha FIFA ukhokha 1.5 million uthi akwakhiwe leso stadium lekumele sakhiwe lesinjengalesi, ebese ke i-local football association seyithi ngalo iyabona lothi FIFA ukhokha 1.5 million kuthi kwakhiwe something le kanje
to improve na i-RLV yasomhlolo na somhlolo nje simbona la
kutokwakhiwa indlu le kanje
yeah.
Njengalo somhlolo bese sothi ke football association wo ngalothi basinike 1.5 million thina ngalothi kuba coffers ethu njengoba ngishilo ukuthi imali ibonakala ngathi khona kuthathwe lo munye 1.5 million noma 2 million kungedwe kuleyo mali leyo ya FIFA kuyo kulmende sinana 3.5 million sicela amanene singedele at least 1.5 million sakhe involve ebukekako uyabona
yeah.
Ngaleyo ndlela leyo ukazama kakhiwa uhulumende ufakile isandla, iFootball Association isifakile isandla, FIFA ufakile isandla, but nangabe kutafika leyo goal project imali ya FIFA kufike 2 million kufike kuthatha 1 million kwakhiwa le stadium lelenye idliwe makunvana vele kuthi le timvo le
tawo leyo yothenga imoto because ile kuthenga imoto ku budget.
Yes, according to i-constitution,
yeah, constitution yavumela policy
yavuma ukuthi president we Football Association athengelwe imoto kube ngala sikhala ngefacility. Ngicabanga ukuthi le timing iberonga kakhulu. Ngiyakhumbula 2017 ya defendwa the late chairman, may his soul rest in peace, why defender lenzaba yokuthi vele iyavuma umthetho ukuthi uthengelwe president imoto, kodwa lesikhathi nawubuka from 2017 kuta ku 2020 3 years nyalo kuphela lokushothi le moto uhamba ngayo 3 years nje yona ayisekho ezingeni lokuthi ungahamba ngayo.
I talked to communications okhona Football Association and ngabuta ukuthi is it an official statement ongiphendula sona wathi I can quote him on that ukuthi i-Football Association ihambise through with imoto
yeah
lebet ngasasiko ezingana ukuthi sekungasebenza now let moto but imoto ayisiya president ile office la president lo shows president ngoba ngahamba kusasa atsoyashiya lapha le moto yasala ita assume president betawufika because ile office le moto now uthi bathathe le moto lebeka isebenzisa bayifaka ngala kuphuli yokuthi tawusebenza imisebenzi yebo technical and all that yebo technical development director makumele baye kuphi imisebenzi le office nje konke lokho kwalapha na kuze base ke bathi babona ukuthi aba replace leyo ngale ya president
angati because I next term iyaphela iterm yakhe president angati nangabe aya ekhaya ukuthi le moto leyo and start monitor lo cause thina siliso le babukeli batawufuna kwathi babukela ukuthi le moto lokuthiwa kuthenga la office high president i office la president
model office
ibese seyasala noma ehambile ekhaya.
I was reading the constitution master, I'm forgetting the article bani, but I was reading it just before we got into air. Kuti no person or the president cannot serve more than 3 terms in office as president of the Football Association.
No, item yakhe vele item yakhe yaphela nyalo because iyaphela item yakhe because
kunembukeli master lo semvuchini angithola hle igama lakhe umbukelo lo semvuchini ngumukela hlelani so ngibalekele umbukela emvuchini lapha bese sembambile sithi sisakhuluma naye but ke article master ikhuluma ngokuthi president cannot serve more than 3 terms.
Yeah.
Ngoma ngaba kalanzelana ngoba ngabe lenyo wayiseva nga 1990 lamanye wabuya waseva nyalo so ngeke asabuyela for i-term years 4.
Yes.
Lo sho ukuthi the current president ngoma ngabe yafuna ngoma ngaba akafuna nge-constitution
akuvumi
le adopt ama members
yes
akuvumi
akuvomphathizo because uyakhumbula ukuthi even nala Africa sike saba nenkinga ya Hayatu president wa CAF lebeka sahlele isikhathi lesithe kakhulu lwangene office nga 88 but babe sebamkhokha ke ngalothi nakhona umthetho sisekelo bosophikisa nakunyalo umthetho sisekelo boso usokhuluma vele nga 3 terms siyakhumbula ukuthi president lokhona yalo fike 2009 office so nyalo 2009 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 17 wasesothengelwa imoto lensha next year kuta ama-elections uyahamba office lengicaba ukuthi vele bekuyithema yakhe egcina ngekuvuma kwe-constitution but ke letinvo leto phathizo ngishilo ngathi ayo open kuwonke umuntu kutsinga ukuthi even nale constitution ibuketwe kabanti ngicaba ukuthi inyalo kumele kuthiwe nge 2 terms nga football association president wakhona ahlale 2 terms angahlali kuthiwe 3 terms
but khona longakwenda lokho enough ku 2 terms must
angithi lokahle ke phathizo ukuthi longenako ku runner for presidency ngumuntu losuke abekhona la kule system uyati konke even nale map le drawiwe because nyalo nje nangabe baka draw president we football association withdraw unalabamvu ne-executive unabo vice bonke lama affiliates ngicaba ukuthi lo muntu lotawungena utabe naye awe aclear ngako konke ukuthi ufuna kwendani atibekele lo mnyaka leyo cause ngicaba ukuthi 4 years kukhona lo that's naphela yes naphela 3 years 4 years kukhona lecishe soyabonakala ukuthi ukwendani next term lo mnye 4 years soyacetha letinto lobofuna kutenda
it's article 40 mbuke lele ngikhuluma ngayo lokhuluma ngokuthi president can only serve 3 terms as a president of football association sachwana lokho ehlelo mbukele lapho khona sesitawuthinta nje indzaba lapho master ukuthi interest ye COSAFA because we are in the COSAFA region and the mandate ye COSAFA is to see the sports grow in the region and one way or the other ukuthi ke sikhula kanjani but ngabe khona I development ekhona ebholeni yethu we have to clap hands for that we have to acknowledge that Peter Masimane from South Africa who was with Mamelodi Sundowns he'll be the first coach to go coach in Egypt,
the first South African coach, the first black coach to coach Al Ahly
in Egypt.
They
once won a Champions League. Was it 7 times or 5 times in a row?
Champions League.
Yes.
By winning yabona 3 times in a row.
They dominated at some
even the national team.
National team they won 7. AFCON. Like they say what you
3 times in a row.
Yeah.
First time into le into kalo. Sengicaba ukuthi
yena what does it mean for COSAFA first of all before we see a bit?
Phathizo ekhaya ngicabanga ukuthi every young star young coach losafuna kutakhela igama ebholeni ngicabanga ukuthi lena kumele kube motivation because Pitso is just someone loqhamuka eSouth Africa lo black njengathi lokhule khona eSouth Africa so ngicabanga ukuthi wonke umuntu lohlele ekhaya ngiyaye ngisho ke mina ngikhulume ngibuka ngasi ngiyadlala ngithi I'll be the first coach kuthatha sihlanga ngesise World Cup kodwa ke sikhuluma indzaba yaPitso uchamuka eSouth Africa as for Sadak kuthi banga recognize umuntu lochamuka kaSadak siyathi ukuthi kule region le North Africa Central Africa East Africa bakhona labanye bokhoshi labangabathemba even nase Europe iAl Ahly ngamlanza coach eEurope ifike imbadala but na kubalanze Pitso and na ubuka le deal ukuthi ma reports athi 4.5 million per month ku 2 years because i deal yakhe ya 2 years so ngicaba ukuthi but ke lo msebenzi loya wa Al Ahly ine pressure angifuni kuba khohlisa ababukeli une pressure lenkulu kakhulu because umele udeliver coach lo hambile beka number 1 ku league kuma semi-final e Champions League kodwa the president of the club ubona ngathi akusi enough lo because I league sebayiwina vele icishe kaningi kunawo onke ema teams so ngicabanga ukuthi into labayifuna konyalo sebanesikhathi bagcina kwina I Champions League kani siyathi ukuthi Al Ahly beku team lebe dominator ku Champions League badliwa ngiyona I Sundowns ngalomnye umnyaka ku Champions League so ngicabanga ukuthi nyalo bafune umumvu lababona ngathi
abawinela
Pitso Masimane kulo 8 years lamhleli ku Sundowns 7 years solo qualify for Champions 7 years ulandzelana solo qualify Champions League. So ngicabanga nje ukuthi bafune umuntu lo kahle, but njengoba sengishilo ukuthi ude akabe ne pre-season le kahle uyodlala ngeke kuphele amaviki lamangakhe ayodlala i-semi-final Champions League. So akabe nesikhathi less enough for le team. If adliwa la semi-final ngicabanga ukuthi ngamfakile pressure, but business wise because contract uyisayinile itabe isho ukuthi nangabe bamxosha but ambhadala yonke le mali.
Seemingly those guys don't care about the money.
Exactly, but for Pito 54 million tawubuya naye ekhaya athole i-team lunch.
That's the thing. Before we move on to another topic, sister ubaleka nje mase ukuthi when after the 2 years, I'm not gonna be negative about this and say utawubuya before that and all that.
Yeah.
Utawuthatha contract yakhe, say he decides not to renew, he is coming back. Utayela ukuthi uhola 5.4 million ngenyanga. South Africa,
adjust
the highest money bekayithola it's what 1 point something million, including bonuses and all that. Who's going to afford him?
Ngicabanga ukuthi utawu-adjust akudela okunye because nangabe abuya eSouth Africa vele utawudlala khona la ku1 million invele kumele adjust, but ke nyalo uye alhale bosonto nzima base-Africa. Ngicabanga ukuthi uhamba nje ushiya eSouth Africa kulonjwa ileague lentsha i-DStv Premiership asati nakabuya alhale because lo 2 years kulukhuni mane ku-Egypt kuthi angamcetha 2 years.
But we're gonna wish him the best ukuthi mane awuhlale awucetha because his next move mhlawumbe will hear ukuthi he's going to Europe. Coach Europe. So this is opening doors.
The most successful coach in South Africa.
Yeah, it's opening doors for coaches in South Africa and COSAFA, the region, COSAFA region. It's opening doors. So lapha COSAFA corner lapha kuphekako. So I mean, this is a great opportunity. But enough with Pito, and congratulations to him, of course, Hambe and the COSAFA proud, and of course Libhola South Africa. Master, we're going to touch a bit because we talked about it at length the past 2 weeks. PLE committee selections. You're looking at everyone Lulapa. Now there were interest after Spome last week. Master Ngubambe benufune kuluma ngenza political coup, if I can put it like that. There is a mission behind everything, and we know particular executive before labake ba chance my interest about to be head of the bigger association, football association and all that, and now with their seats lapago PLE they are closer, edging closer and closer. What's the big secret, master?
Njoba social parties i-committee khethiwe and nema members la optiwe siyakhumbula ukuthi kwa optwa yena amashumi eshongwe kanye naye Scorpion Nxumalo we Mhlume Peacemakers. So yonke le executively sitawukhumbula nje ngathi ngithi rewind kancane kumbukeli akhumbule ukuthi laba executive one of them ukwafuna kuba president we FA not long ago, about 3 years ago.
The last elections.
But wabam suspend the Football Association kwathiwa akaqualify loyo mashumo kashongo. Nyalo ke uoptiwe ukuthi angene executive. Le executive leyo njengoba sengishilo ukuthi ina 6 members bese sekuba na chairman wakhona. Ngicabanga ukuthi wonke umuntu une long term goal yakhe. And if kungendeka ukuthi Carmichael a resign kuba ngichairman we Premier League, then itawuhlala phasi executive ikhethe umuntu longabamba kuba ngi-Premier League chairman. And if kungendeka bakhethe mashumi lokutabe sho ukuthi song vice president we Football Association and kuba ngi-vice president, then kutabe sesekumnika ke i-qualification yokuthi sangalingenela likhetho le Football Association. Uyakhumbula ukuthi i-election yaka Football Association itakulo mnyaka lotawo. Yes. So ngicabanga ukuthi le tinvo leto nathi ngahamba ngendlela labat planning ngayo. Ngicabanga but it's a different ball game. I-Premier League ehlukile ku Football Association. Naka Football Association kunebantu bakhona nabo labayitwebile imap. Sawubona ukuthi kutawuhamba kanjani because njengoba ngahlale ngisho mina ukuthi football is a politics. So kutsinga ukuthi be streetwise.
It's a long thing, master. Mabuwa ukuthi long stretch but short time. The plan long uyayibona ukuthi okay mhlambe ingasebenza kanjalo, but you're looking at ukuthi they are counting on Carmichael because I mean reputation. wa retire wa resign aqala wathi ngiyahocisa. So now everything makutawendeka kumele a resign but in a space of a year I don't see that happening.
Njoba ngishilo ngathi i long term goal because nangala kule executive two wabo ima long term goals abo abafuna kuba i-Premier League chairman.
Okay.
Two wabo kule executive
Already le khona
two wabo
bafuna ba ezisamele kule nyalo bafuna kubanyalo ngoma long term.
No ku long term after angithi nangabe mashumi ngendeka sikathatha ku act then athatha ngale kuba president wa Football Association utashiya lesihlalo sekuba Premier League chairman bese one of the two lengibasho executive uthatha kuba Premier League chairman. Hence every time nakunema vote aka Football Association uyawafaka lawo mavote.
Hey, ngiyafuna ukuthi achaze kahle angivisisi kahle but ke we'll get to a time lapho khona sibe sibiza nje amagama sisho ukuthi bani kona kumjikejo kulena le but ke sibe sihlela nasibuka next year ama elections sibe sokhava sibuka ukuthi ngabe kwendekani ngabe Mr. Carmichael solukhona enikhona ka Premier League. Of course solo siyamngqongqothela ukuthi Mr. Carmichael buya la sitakhuluma nawe tositshela ukuthi uyiphathelene football Premier League yini lo tayendela kona kulesikhathi lesingaka nje ngiyivela buhlungu le executive langenile because ngena isikhathi lesibi umhlaba ulwa ne COVID, so they have to deal with that and everything. Umasouth afuna kubuyela egroundini afuna kubuka ibhola khuluma ngabe thamba kanjani sitawuva la kuye sive ukuthi uthini. Sibonga kakhulu ke mbukeli ukuthi bohleli nathi, sibonga nakulabo labakhonile kusishayela basikhulumisa la ehlelweni. Sibonga kuye Croc Mamba lesiqale ngayo waba yi guest yethu, kanti ke sibonga nakuwe Linda Master Dlamini. Sibonga ukuthi leyo insight but ke every time ulana and uhamba ngihlale ngibanga usikhona lo sikoleta kona mawuhamba khona lo ngole kusitshele kona khona but ke
hopefully lesithombe sicishe sesiyangakhona
one day double phumele uthi ha nangle bengikhuluma ngakho sikubone kwenteka. Sibonga kakhulu Nkosi ukuthi bohleli nathi mbukeli, sethemba ukuthi uthokotele kuba nathi kuleli hlelo Libhola Eswatini, the show that matters. My name is Patizwe MCV. Good night.